Hey, it's Ken with Prime Healing, and I'm a little tired today. And worked all day installing a garden. Seems like day 14,000 of the quarantine. Kind of getting like Groundhog's Day around here. And yeah, but thoroughly enjoying myself. And yesterday's video, we did the biopsy video, cancer video, and I watched the video. And when I watched my own video, I was like, uh, that guy is believable, but he's kind of avoiding stuff. And man, did I have a deep cry after that. The part of me that really doesn't want to have cancer and the part of me that like doesn't want to go through it. Just had a deep cry about that, and such a mystery letting emotions out. They just come out, I guess. It's not, it's easier for me to avoid that. But the video helped me, so I committed, even though I'm tired today, to shoot a video. So something I was pondering about, and it goes with prime healing, is the idea of sovereignty. And in prime healing, there's really only two symbols, that base cube and the sun above the head. So the base cube represents sovereignty, where everything is, where sovereignty is a place that's unaffected. But it's not unaffected because it's blocking, it's unaffected because everything comes into it, unobstructed. So that's my definition of energetic sovereignty. It's like when things are unobstructed and come in. And then connection is purely like the sun shining out. But it's interesting when you look at a human when they're born till about the age of 7 or 8, their programming is all coming in from the world to them and influencing them in so many ways. Who they are, what their name is, what anything is, what a word is, what a frog is, what their world is told to them. Everything is told what their world is coming at them. And I don't know any other worlds. I don't really recollect any other places or ways of being. I just know on Earth, when a human's born, when I look at them, when I look at myself, I say, I learned everything that I am from the world. And then the idea comes along that, and I'm assuming you are curious about sovereignty. And sovereignty comes in and says, nothing affects me anymore. Everything comes in and up and out. And I can interact with things. And I can interact with things. But at some point, you can be complete. And in so doing, being complete and sovereign, it begins to change. Instead of everything influencing us, we begin to influence the world and ourselves and people around us. And such an interesting phenomenon is the phenomenon of the people who don't eat. I'm not going to call them, I know we call them breatharians, but just people who don't eat. Because the programming is, when we're little, that we eat food and it makes us create our bodies. But I had the personal experience living with a dear friend of mine in LA. His name is Olaf. He's an amazing teacher, and he barely ate any food for a length of time. And living around him, this amazing herb, pennyroyal. It grows all along the side of the pond here. It smells like basil. So Olaf. And then I had the opportunity when I was in Peru at the Temple of the Way of Light, an ayahuasca retreat. We were with a woman named Berta. Berta was probably in her mid-60s. Berta doesn't eat food. And I was there with a month with her. And I can tell you this woman doesn't lie. And I don't know your experience with people who don't eat, but they're rare and it's unusual. But this woman did not eat. And we were in the cafeteria and she didn't have food in her room. And I was hanging out with the people who were like her confidants. They traveled with her entourage. And they said, no, she hasn't eaten for about 10 years. So in my reality, people cannot eat. Not me, I eat. I just ate a steak, I eat. I like food. I'm trying to figure other shit out, but not trying to figure out how not to eat. I'm trying not to figure out how to have skin cancer, but I don't know if I have it or not yet. So, what does that lead us if someone doesn't eat? And I know it for a reality. We can change our programming. We can change our programming as a human instead of everything influencing us, including food and light and we can begin to influence the world. Very powerful. I mean, a lot of people are wanting this, but I really feel it stems and begins when we're going to influence the world and ourselves, and our bodies, and our money, and our relationships, and our life. The first step is sovereignty, yeah? Because the sovereignty lets the system be identified in itself as complete. And that's where that base cube and prime healing comes in. It, again, it's the shamanic method of using symbology to connect to our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind imagines the cube, and our subconscious mind creates a bridge to the unconscious world, our subconscious world. And I guess it is unconscious, but the subconscious world. And in the subconscious world, we're trying to navigate where our systems are complete and total as they are. And if your system is complete at the base, then you could begin to build on that great influence, great connection, and great power. And you decide what great power is and great influence. Can you tell yourself in a moment, I'm still. Ken is still. Ken is connected. And influence the self. When we begin to influence the self, we begin to influence the world. Maybe we are complete as we are. I love this time of quarantine. And a lot of people around me, probably you, and I don't know if you're watching this during quarantine or after, but this time of quarantine when you feel, I'm complete without anything. I don't need stores. I don't need restaurants. I can recycle things around my property and figure out how to compost and figure out how to grow food. Look at all this grass here. I could have animals here. I'm complete. And that's sovereignty. And that's the base of prime. That's why I call it prime, the beginning, the prime, the first thing to have is completeness within the self. Self-contained unit. But it's not fun just being self-contained, so instantly the next step is connection. I'm contained within myself and I'm connected. I have those 2 points of reference of which everything can spawn out of. So that's the idea for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know who you are watching it, someone in the future. But I enjoy talking to you. And I want to suggest that you take a moment after this video if you can and do the breathing, yeah? Breathe in the base, hands up, out the crown, in the base, up, out the crown. Everything in the base, unblocked, solid, black, eternal, down, in the base. Out the crown, the light, forever, connected. Do that breathing exercise a bunch. Practice it a lot. Just see if it works. I want to live in a world where people are complete. And from this place of completion, they share in their fullness and their truth. And I wonder what a whole world is like of all of us walking around complete and in our fullness and in our truth. How much we have to share with each other and enjoy this place. So for now, I just offer you to go do the breathing and really feel completeness and sovereignty. I'll see you in the next video.